Right. So here we are at the end of our week-long pre-SIPS2021 repliCATS workshop. This has been our first ever bushel workshop, which is a new and exciting challenge for repliCATS. And we really hope that you have enjoyed it. We hope in particular that you have enjoyed the opportunity for face-to-face discussion this time, and that through that you've met new colleagues that you can now follow up with at the SIPS conference. What I'm going to do now is give you a quick summary of what we have achieved over the last week. There'll be stats at the start because that's the kind of people we are. So over this week, we have had 29 groups of between 4 and 6 people evaluating published research in social science. That's over 140 people from 27 different countries. Together, you have made over 16,000 quantitative judgments about the comprehensibility of the published research you've been reading, about the plausibility of the effects and phenomena being investigated, about the transparency of the research reported, about the likely replicability of the studies, about their robustness, their validity, and their likely generalizability to other populations and contexts. And you've rated the overall credibility of the papers. In addition to all of those quantitative judgments, together you have written over 50,000 words of comments, justifications of your judgments, and explanations for your ratings. You have participated in hours and hours of discussion about the paper, interrogating each other's judgments, learning from each other, sharing information, calibrating your scores against others' scores, and making decisions about how to use that information from discussion to update your own judgments of the papers. When we add all of this up, what we get are complete peer reviews for a total of 72 papers. This means if repliCATS was a journal, in the last week, we would have reviewed almost an entire year's worth of feature articles. And we wouldn't have provided just any old peer reviews. We have produced quality peer reviews through a structured and thoughtful deliberation process. And any journal would be lucky to have such comprehensive reports produced by such dedicated reviewers as yourselves. In addition to all of that, in our copious spare time over the last week, some of our workshop participants have started a new special interest group for those interested in using repliCATS in the classroom for teaching the critical evaluation of research. And if you're interested in joining that group, do please get in touch with us. Okay, now I want to say thank you. First of all, on behalf of repliCATS, I would really like to thank the SIPS community for their ongoing awesomeness and the commitment to the repliCATS project. We've been running repliCATS workshops alongside SIPS conferences for 3 years now, and we could not have got this project to where it is now without SIPS's help. I also want to thank our group facilitators who this week took on the extra work of coordinating their group schedules and helping us get the best out of this process. And they have been uniformly wonderful. And if we are ever allowed to meet in person again, I promise beer and ice cream for all of you. And finally, and importantly, I want to thank all of you, our participants. Projects of this scale, evaluating thousands of published papers in the way that we do in repliCATS, would simply not be feasible without the generosity and collegiality of people like you, who are willing to give up your time to participate in these crowdsourced team science efforts. And I'm constantly amazed and impressed by what these collaborations can achieve in such a short period of time. So again, we really hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you feel like you have learnt something, that for the early career researchers amongst you, that this has, I hope, provided an opportunity for some peer review training, and that you will now go forth with confidence to review articles with a sharp eye for these credibility signals. To further express our gratitude to all of you, we have, as always, some awards organised to recognise your extraordinary contribution